I went to the wrong thing immediately. Hello, hello, hello. How are you doing? So I will be getting to the hat that I have in my description on YouTube, but ooh, Mikasumi, hi. Glad to hear. Um, Glad to hear you're doing good. I I will be getting to this hat. I just want to finish this row um, of this blanket because this row here that I'm working on is the last full cycle of the pattern. And then I just basically start the whole pattern over. And so I want to get in here a nice solid knit just to end it off. And then I think, thank you. Thank you. And I'm doing good. I actually just got back from a large family reunion. So last year we had the same event, but like for Thanksgiving. This year we had it the day after. Like it was kind of a birthday celebration for my aunt. I won't say how old she is, out of respect. um, but nice, get to see my cousin. Her daughter actually flew in from out of state, so glad we got to see her. We got to chat. Oh. So, this knitting project is just like easier to bring to like family events. So I was knitting while they were watching the football game because I don't care enough. But I wanted to just like give it a nice clean finish off to I think I'm gonna take like this thread probably and weave it through this entire row. It's a nice dark different color, and then it actually locks in this entire row. So since it's a blanket, if I drop a stitch at some point, I technically only drop it to this row because I've like put a thread through to lock it in. Bootsy is, I think, playing with something in the living room. But we can see if we can summon him. I'm surprised he's not in here myself, as I've been gone all day. But he has gotten to meet strangers, so he met my aunt, and she's a stranger. Yeah, literally a literal lifeline, Oh, there he is. He knows what the call means. That he should come here instead of where the call is. Hey. Right? Oh. I think my mom turned on one of his toys while my mom spent the night last night, which is why I haven't been streaming this. Like, I didn't stream. Yeah, he was like, what was that, squirrel? And gone. But he's alive, and he visited. Booty, they want you to come back. You're the only reason they come to me. I'm just a voice. You're the personality. Booty, we need the star. Come back. Come back. But like my mom spent the night, so and it was one of those things where like my aunt was going to spend the night, but then like other things just didn't work out. But I like was rearranging my living room. I was cleaning, and then I had like an after work event to go to, which these were all things like I wanted to do. Like it's always good to like have good reason to motivate you to deep clean your house. You know, that's what that kind of was. So like I had a good reason to motivate me to deep clean my house. Um, so I got to deep clean my house. And then on top of that, oh yeah, my aunt didn't end up coming, but like I cleaned like she was. I mean, she stopped in. Like she stopped in because she carpooled with my dad up here or down here, I guess. Down to where this family reunion was, and since my place is like on the way to this spot, um, what we ended up doing was kind of just having them pick us up, me and my mom up, and we all rode together. I see my mom like every weekend. I love my mom, um, but you know I can fully understand some moms being left best loved at a distance. I I will say I'm glad I don't live with my parents. You know, like I it's a nice cost saver like living with your parents, but like I like having my own place. I like having my own, you know, place to call home, and all that. And like having a like pajama party with mom. Yeah, my mom also forgot her overnight bag in my dad's car, so when he left to go to their place because he wasn't spending the night, she didn't actually have her PJs, and she wasn't even sure if she was gonna have clothes to wear because like she had to wear something that I had. So my dad like stopped here and was like, well, here are clothes. Brought her overnight, but she had to wear like oversized PJs that I had, because she runs a lot warmer than I do, and so the only oversized stuff I have are like hoodies and sweatshirts like this, so that I can put a tighter fitting like undershirt or t-shirt on. So like I have a t-shirt on under this, so that if I did get too warm, I could take this off. But she gets too warm where she just doesn't do long sleeves. I also am quite close with my dad. I'm very fortunate that I still have my parents alive and kicking. You know, that's my dad is very young and spry. You know, he does not look 70, which I am, you know, glad. You know, I love my dad. But it's one of those like concerns I have. Like I know I don't have a partner, you know, and so what can happen when my dad make it to 75, you know, for a wedding, you know, like it's the downsides of having an older parent, you know. Upsides is it's typically not their first rodeo and they're a bit wiser by the time that you come around. Or they're like more chillaxed than like in their almost grandpa era. But yeah, I love my parents. I love spending time with my parents. Like I said, I go there every weekend and I eat the dinner they make me because free food. But yeah, it's something you're aware of. I'm glad I don't live with my parents. You know, like you said, having a sleepover is fun. Having the cat lay with you, or the two of us, is really fun. Oh, absolutely. Having like family is everything. I know like my cousins, especially like my older cousins, so like how my family kind of breaks down is I am actually considered one of the younger cousins. I'm how the family broke down is I'm the oldest of the youngest cousins, or at least the oldest girl, and at least from my perspective how the breakdown worked out. But There's cuspers, so there are two boy cousins who are like close enough to my age, but like they never hung out with us as kids because like they were a bit more indoorsy when I was in my outdoorsy phase kind of thing. So like we just didn't hang out a lot. So like I guess even though they were my age, I didn't really consider them. But yeah, my cousin and I, one of these actual cousins that I'm referencing now in the third person, actually, like, we realized we live a block away from each other, and we just never realized. We never realized we lived a block away, like, a walking distance block away from each other. And we're like, we should, like, hang out sometime. Like, we live really close together. Yeah, they just had a baby, you know. So it's like one of those things where it's like, we should see each other more, you know? Like, we have a family phone line, like, basically it's an Excel spreadsheet with all the family contacts, and I was like, either you or I can just, like, literally grab our numbers off that list and just, like, text me, it's you, because we should meet up at some point, like, that's just foolish on our part that we did not realize we were this close. They've been living in the same place for 4 years. I've been living in the same place for 2 years. Like, we should have figured this out sooner. We could have carpooled to family events together, man. Like, granted, I will say, I am one of the family members that leaves last and is there first. And they arrive middle and leave middle. So, like, that might not fully work out, carpooling. Because when you carpool, you want to, like, be on the same, like, how late you want to stay schedule. And I always feel bad carpooling when I know that's how my family and I are. But yeah, it was great seeing everyone. One of my cousin's girlfriend realized that I have an older brother. She did not realize this until he was leaving. Because he got up, went to say bye to everyone, and she asked my cousin, so who was that? And that's when she realized that he was my brother. He comes to, like, multiple family events. But, like, also, it's one of those things where the last couple family events he was at, she was still a new enough girlfriend where she didn't really, like, get out of her shell, and she kind of just stuck to the same family members that were the same age. So, like, me, my cousin's brother, and my cousin's girlfriend at the time, fiance slash now they got married in the time they've been together. But, like, all of that. So, like, she didn't really go out that bottle, so it does also kind of make sense that she didn't realize he was my brother, because he's an older cousin that was, like, doesn't really have family resemblance and outside the bubble of this young group of folks. Alright, so here is a first one full run of the pattern. So it'll be a full repeat of, like, this whole cycle. I can't necessarily say the color changes because, like, that depends on the ball of yarn. But we've got, let's see if we can not get it blown out with the white light. So, see these little bubbles here? Here. That's what I just added here. And so I have 2 rows. Oh, my camera's been doing this and I don't know why. Turn off, I'm back on. Hello, welcome back. I might be overloading my computer. That might be it. But I now have, so we have these 2 rows here, and then we have these 2 rows here. So let me actually make sure on my sticky note I have it marked what rows we're on, because this happens at edge. Where are you? I gotta find my edge, because oh, I think this is a great colorway for this blanket. I was so happy I decided not to do the colorway or the pattern for this original yarn. I will also say, caveat to this. This yarn, I'll just show it. I'll just show it. This is the pattern I'm using here, this Marlowe Throw. It's by the same brand for the same yarn. I'm just using a different colorway than what they use in this blanket. And they have a different pattern for a blanket in this actual colorway. So this, I'm doing an intermediate level for my first knitting. Oh, whatever. But yeah, so I just finished row 32, which instead of, it's the back side, and so instead of purling the whole back side, you knit the whole back side, and so it kind of makes this like bumping effect that you kind of see here where it's raised up. So I gotta make sure I mark that I did 32. On my sticky note of keeping track of my rows. 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. Alright, that is one section completed. And now let's take a tapestry needle and this pink yarn and give ourselves a lifeline. Oh yeah, I think I absolutely love the pattern. I think I saw it on a brown colorway, and I was like, but I like it in the blue, so I'm just gonna find whatever the pattern this is and do it in this blue yarn, because I think it's pretty. Oh, it's a knit pattern? I'll teach myself how to knit then. As you can see, hold on, I'll go back. As you can see by this how to knit playlist for total beginners, how to knit color. And then like this is literally just the like the whole web window I have for doing this, because I have how to do the skip to together and a yarn over and my pattern, my grouped, like this is literally just the window I use for making this blanket. Yeah, it's one of those things where I like the yarn. Actually, if where'd it go? This is the, let's see. Like, this is the simple blanket that they have for this colorway. Like, it's such a simple blanket. Like, it's cute, it's fine, whatever, but it's so simple. I like this, like, wavy one that they had for this brown colorway. Like, it's a pretty, like, pattern on here. It's pretty, but it could be so much more. And so I did this so much more pattern. Okay, now the question is, I think what I'll do, why is my camera doing this? Why are you doing this? Huh? Why are you doing this? Rude. I probably just have too many things open, honestly speaking. Okay. So we're just gonna throw this lifeline in here. Hopefully it doesn't mess up my actual knitting the next row. I'm hoping this is a starkingly enough different color where I'll be able to like just knit around it. But, you know, who knows? But that's kind of my plan for this pattern, is like every 32 rows I'm gonna throw in a lifeline. kind of what I do with crochet. Like every so many rows, I'll um, do a full count. Where does it say 4 balls of yarn? Oh, yeah, I only have 2. I still have to buy more yarn. Yeah, it does kind of make sense. Because I guess, well, I mean, this is how much is left of this yarn, and like, I'm only this far in this blanket. Like, it probably needs like 3.5. You know? But it's also maybe even 3.25, you know? But it's also a situation of it's pretty much just go as long as you want, you know? Just make this as long or as wide as you want, as long as you're in this stitch sequence, right? So like you need 3 on either end. Like you can make like this is like supposed to be a throw blanket, but you can make it bigger. You can just make it a blanket by just making it wider. I will say I was fine just doing a throw blanket just because this was my first knitting project. I wasn't going to make it bigger than it originally called for. But yeah, basically it's multiples of 14 and then plus 5 to account. When you had to throw on. Was basically they're just for how long to make it. Because you do 5 stitches and then you do something unique. You're either adding stitches, removing stitches. Then you do 5 and then you do the opposite of what you just did, and then you did 5 and then you did what you did first time and then you do 5. So it's a pretty repetitive knit pattern, which isn't too bad. It's more so just like be careful if like I always like to check myself while I'm working because it's so repetitive, you can get like into that groove of like self-confidence of like everything's fine, it's all fine, and then like something's off and you just don't notice because it was you were just sure everything was fine as you were working along. That did happen to me today once, but fortunately I caught it like only 1 repeat later instead of like multiple repeats later. So that was lucky. But yeah, I'm gonna keep working on this hat. I have another bag like this that I'm working on that's a bit smaller. Never knit a blanket. I find it fun. I think a blanket could both be a good and bad first project. I think it's good in the sense of like it's very repetitive. Like, I mean, granted, a lot of knitting can be very repetitive, but I like this pattern. I know it's called intermediate, but I think it works out because it's very repetitive in the sense of it's these cyclicals of 5, but you're learning multiple stitches at once, right? So you're doing yarn overs, you're doing skip stitch 2 togethers, which are like I think fancier knit stitches, knitting techniques, but because you're doing them so frequently, you can kind of build up an arsenal. I think probably a good starting project, I know I'm going ambitious with my throw blanket, but like a scarf, you know, you get those repetitions in, but you can just do like a knit purl, knit purl. You know? Which I think is nice. But you don't need to like do what everyone else is doing. If you want to knit a blanket, I definitely recommend picking up some puzzle yarn from Walmart. Find a colorway you like. I got this blue one because I liked it. I don't know if they have it. I don't know all the Premier puzzle yarns. All the colorways. That's so annoying. Okay. Like, it's definitely like it's like this blue teal colors. Blue teal. You're not supposed to be picking on my chair. It's rude. You're being rude, sir. Like, I think it has a mix of like blues and greens in it. You know? But like, I like how it works up. You could definitely call it green. I think in specific shades it looks green. But he's back. Ooh, this is a pretty colorway. I like this purple as well. The purple, they make another striping. Ooh, this pink's like, this could be a very good baby blanket. Okay, I made a deep purple with flex. Ooh. Yeah, you gotta finish that Uno plus 4. Absolutely. And then you said, what was it? Yeah, this is just I see it in Walmart. Walmart has like this one. Not this. Maybe this one. I think this is the one that I'm actually using the pattern off of. I think it's this color. It's an acrylic yarn. It's pretty soft. I like it. I typically see like this green one, this brown one, and what else? I have seen this one, like that's where I got this. I believe so. Oh, maybe not. It's a 5. It's a 5 weight. It's a 5 weight, actually. It's bulky. She a thick girl. I like that they do this, like, looks great with. and then they do like their solid colors. I wish they had another like really purple colorway. Like they have this dark one, and they have like some purples in this light purple colorway. But I think I would have liked to see like they've got like some purpley pink action. I think I would have liked to see a full light purple one, like this, a bunch of variegations of light pinks and purples. But that's also me just being picky. This one makes me think of a watermelon. This is like, I just see a watermelon with this colorway. But I think it's fun. But yeah, I'll have to be watching this. Honey, get out of here. I don't care. There we go. Honey, I just got rid of you. Why are you still here? Maybe I refreshed the page. There we go. Now Honey's gone. But yeah, I gotta keep weaving in this lifeline. Hold on. We'll go back to full cam because we got the boy here. The star of the show has returned. So we'll go on full cam. Okay, let's scrunch up this section and give myself some slack here. His feeder already went off, so we already grabbed his snacks. I got some leftover watermelon from the event. That's about it. That was the only leftovers I got. That's also the only leftovers I really wanted. My aunt who said no to any of the food because she didn't want food because she lives alone, got the most food because she has the most grandkids to give food to. So she's like, I don't want any food, and she got like all the food to give away to her grandkids anyway. So we had a little laugh at that. Yeah. Oh, it was good. Happy times. I don't know how the sports ball team that they were watching went. Oh, they won. Yay. They pulled through. The sports ball team won. Congratulations. Almost done. Or I think I'm almost done, but I'm still not fully close to the end. I'm making my way downtown, walking fast, faces best, and I'm about. Oh no! The team that we're fans of won by 4. It was a close game. It was bad. I think there were some bad calls in the game. I think there are also some bad plays. Like they haven't been playing well, you know. So it's just like meh. But they won, so I'm only gonna complain so much. At least he didn't break the TV. Unlike many people during the Tubi ad commercial last Super Bowl. That was a very poor decision on Tubi. I'm not gonna lie. They did not vet that ad enough. That was such a bad ad. Like they should have thought that through so much better. So much more. Like, I feel bad for a lot of individuals who went through that. Yeah. People get aggressive when it comes to sports. It's scary. I don't care enough. Like, I care. I'll talk sports. I know enough about sports to talk sports with people. Like, I can do some high level discussions about different teams. But I support my childhood teams. Yeah, it's like I'm not interested in that kind of behavior around something that in the grand scheme of things really doesn't matter. You know? Like, I know people do like fantasy football and like so like it matters in the sense of like people are gambling on it. You know, so I get that in a sense like that matters, but also like I just couldn't really care less. One Mets game a year with him? That's not bad. I've been to a few Packer games. But I just don't care enough, honestly. The only I'll do the college basketball championship brackets. I'll do a basketball bracket for college basketball during the NCAA tournament. That's about the gist of that. That's the extent of my gamble for sports and the Super Bowl. I will do a Super Bowl gamble with family. It's not like it's one of those things where it's like basically you put your name on a line and you scratch off to know what score you're shooting for, and basically I think it's either the last digit of the sum of the two scores to win the pot. So like whatever the two team scores at the end of like a quarter, you whatever the last digit is. So if it's like a 7 and a 3, that's a 0 for the last number, because it's a 10. You add those, it's 10, so 0. Right? Your line, whoever was on the line with the 0 would win. We play our fantasy brackets. Our basketball brackets, we gamble in the sense of like whoever wins gets a free round of golf. That's what we do. Other than that, I don't gamble on much. Besides the Super Bowl situation, it's like a $5 pool to enter. That's it. That's the gist. All right. The Lifeline is in. I got a text somewhere. Oh, it was an email, not a text. Alright, the Lifeline is in. So I will set this aside for another time. Also, exciting news. I'll probably finally finish these bags, but I got notified late yesterday, so I couldn't pick it up yesterday. But my sewing machine is finally done, so we will finally fill up this hole on my desk with my sewing machine, which also means I will have to clean my desk. But that's a future me problem. Oh, that's not bad. That's like it's $8 on Premiere, as we saw earlier. Get $7.99 on Premiere right now, so $7.58. That's not bad. That's not bad. Get it in the colorways you want. If you see a pretty colorway you like. Where is... Sorry, I'm looking at emails I should have looked at a while ago. I gotta email them back. Okay, I looked up, okay, there it is. I was trying to find the tab that had the hat that I'm working on. So, this is the hat. Sorry, let me read your messages quick. Ooh, a loose pullover for like a throw blanket, kind of like pullover blanket. Just sit back and enjoy the show. That's the smart thing to do with sports nowadays, I think. Okay, where am I? I did my bubble row. Oh, sorry. I'm fixing my bubble row. I'm in the middle of the bubble row. Okay. So I am doing... Oh, a pullover sweater. Gotcha. I'm doing this hat. It's a bobble slouch hat. And then I'm doing it with some Big Twist rainbow yarn that I have, because that's the color that the person requesting the hat asked for. So, doing some bobble stitches. I goofed up earlier, so I had to frog out a bunch of my bobble stitches. You're so cute! You're so cute, Pussy. I hope you know that. Yeah. Do you know you're cute? I like it. I was asked to make a little slouchy hat for someone, and so I found this free pattern. Compared to like some of their reference photos that they had, and okay, increase one, and then so next is an increase again. Oh no, am I still doing this wrong? Still doing this wrong. Shoot! Increasing every 4 instead of every 3. Okay, where's... Increase 1, 2, 3. Increase. Ah. I'm using this Big Twist yarn. It's Big Twist Living Inclusivity. It's part of their Pride collection. I'm making this hat for my childhood pastor, and I basically laid out a bunch of color options, and she loved the rainbow, and so here we are, making a rainbow hat. I will say I had mixed feelings about this yarn. I love the feeling of this yarn. I love the rainbow yarn, but the rest of the Pride collection I think I struggled with, because there's supposed to be quote unquote Pride flags, and they're the Pride flag colors for the various like sexualities and identities, but the only colorway that stripes in the flag color is the rainbow one. The rest are entirely random. They don't stripe in the order of said flag, which I think is just weird. Like, why would you go through the effort of making the colorway and not having it in the flag order, you know? But the rainbow flag is, for some reason. Like, what? That I don't know. That just doesn't make sense to me. Why would you make the rainbow, like, why would you go through the effort of making the rainbow flag in order, but none of the other flags in order? It just seems silly to me. I don't know. But, oh well. I'm using the rainbow yarn anyway, so it'll be in rainbow order. I probably could have pulled out to make sure I started on red, but oh well. I think it still looks pretty, starting with the green. I will say this is an interesting pattern. I don't entirely love how it was written, but I can't tell if it's because it's just a poorly written pattern or if it's solely because of like how I read patterns or like other patterns I've experienced in the past that this just feels difficult to read. That makes sense. Here. It's like this. So chain 3. So they have a lot of notes at the beginning with like chain. What does like chain 1? So like chain 1 is never considered a stitch. If it's the first one, a chain 1 between half double crochets is considered a stitch. And then a chain 3 is considered a double crochet. Okay. I can get behind that. Like those knits make sense. Right? And then they have like links to their other tutorials of like what a third what was that? A third loop only. Or like the bead stitch, which are their 2 like custom stitches in this pattern. Right? And then you get to the instructions, right? Magic circle, and then you slip stitch, chain 3. So this should be like 12 stitches, right? Because you got your chain 3 and then you work 11 double crochets into your ring. And then you slip stitch and then you chain 3 and turn. Right? So, and then you chain 1 and you do 2 double crochet, half double crochets, but chain 3s are supposed to be double crochets. So why are we doing... Oh, sorry, I read that wrong. But like, I guess I don't like sentences like this where it like slip stitch to the top of the chain 3, because this, I read this as do another chain 3 and then turn. Right? Because the only time, like, I don't know. It's one of those things. This might just be me being picky. Because, like, I like the pattern, like, and the design overall. And, like, I like the gauge check throughout. Yeah, it's chain one or chain three, right? Which is fine, but at the same time, it's like, well, I think in other patterns this would usually be slip stitch to the top of your starting stitch, right? Because like in some patterns, a lot of like turning pattern, you actually do your chains before you turn, because that can twist the chains so that they don't look like a bunch of chains at the start of a row. So I've seen patterns where you actually chain and then you turn. So the fact that we're doing the chaining after we turn, I think is what's throwing it off for me. And like I said, this yeah. And I appreciate like the gauge tech throughout. Yeah, and that's what I've been doing. Like I don't start with chains typically. I will do like a stack single crochet, because I think that looks cleaner in a pattern. I think a stack crochet looks more like an actual stitch than a chain does. So that's what I typically do. Um, but I do notice how it does kind of interfere with this pattern a bit, because you are like stack single crochets. I don't think, or a stack stitch doesn't always work when you're turning, or like if you try to do it before the turn. But I've been making do. And it might also be I just haven't had to read a pattern in so long that I'm like, what is this? Or like I've only been reading Ami patterns for so long. Yeah, I'll do a tight or a loose stack for a half double or a double. I do the same number of stacks. I just make it a tighter one or a looser one. Huh. But yeah, I like their bead stitch design. I think it's pretty. I think I like the texture they're making with this pattern. This is also my first hat, so I think that's partially why I'm like sticking to the pattern a bit more. Um, Because, like, I guess I'll point out like this, right? So this line here, you have a chain 2, but you never described if chain 2 should count as a stitch or not. But we got this chain 2, and then we're doing bubble stitches, right? But then we're supposed to slip stitch into the first bubble stitch and turn, but our first stitch was a chain 2 and not a bubble stitch. You know, like this is something that like isn't entirely clear in my mind. To the bubble stitch. Or bead stitch. I keep calling it bubble. It's a bead stitch. Right, it just... Sorry, I might be scrolling too fast, sorry. It's the bobble slosh hat. Slouch hat. It's in the description link on YouTube. I don't have description links on Twitch like I do on YouTube. It's one of those things where it's like, I can figure out what I'm doing to a degree. But it's also like, I'm making a hat for the first time. And so like, I want to make sure I'm like increasing correctly for the shape of a hat. But yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, I have mixed feelings about this pattern. Threw it in. No, no, I didn't. Yeah, I like the pattern, but I don't love the pattern. I think that's where I'm kind of sitting with this. I like the pattern. I like the product. I don't know if I love the pattern itself. Like, my stitch count's good so far, so. Where'd my clip go? Now I put. Trying to figure out if these stitches are supposed to be. Okay, hold on. It's. Like comparing it to what I see in the photo. Okay, it's not supposed to be in the gap. Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like it still doesn't make sense. Or at least word for word it doesn't make sense. What I did is I did my stacked single crochet for a double crochet. So I changed to, and then I locked in what my top stitch of that is, and I actually did a bubble stitch on my first stitch, which it doesn't say to do. But I did the bubble stitch on my first stitch, which was a bit more difficult, but I just had to like lock it in with the top with a stitch marker. And that worked. And then my count was still fine. I don't know. I think it's also like I'm trying to kind of go and make my like seam invisible. Like, you can kind of see where, like, I increase, but it's also because I think how this color works out. Like, right, you can tell I increased where yellow and blue meet, or yellow and red meet, because those two colors, there was a color change that wasn't at the beginning. But, like, you can kind of tell a bit less so with, like, some of these yellow and orange ones, you know? Like, I think the only reason you can really tell where the color changes, where the my row increases are, is because of the color changes not happening row by row. Okay. So chain one, half double crochet, chain, skip, half double crochet, chain, half double crochet, chain, half double crochet. Oh, that was on a half double, that was almost a double. Okay, chain. Row 6, she doesn't even have an increase in there. How do we increase? Half double crochet in the next stitch, chain one, skip stitch. Half double crochet in the next stitch, chain one, skip stitch. Half double crochet the next stitch, chain one. Half double crochet in the next stitch. Also, I don't know what's going on with my camera. I'm supposed to be increasing here somehow. Is there another picture of this round up close somewhere? Yes, I'm going from 60 to 72, but where in that row, like, I want you to read row 6. Where do I increase? When am I ever doing an increase stitch? I don't, right? It's not, there's no increase, like, there's no time where I'm half double crocheting into the same stitch, I guess, is what I'm saying. Because I should have to get an increase, I should have double crochet into the same stitch. Chain one. Like there should be one point where I chain one but I don't skip a stitch. Okay, hold on. I don't see... Okay, I might see it. I don't think it's a true increase stitch. I think it's just I don't skip a stitch. And so... It's half double crochet next stitch, chain one, skip stitch. Half double crochet. Okay, I think I see where it is. Okay. I think of it's honestly it's a really wordy pattern because it's like semi-complex, but at the same time I don't think they're using the right words, or at least they're not making it like if I'm doing a bunch of half double crochets and a skip stitch, I want that in a bracket and repeated, and then like say repeat this half double crochet, chain one, skip stitch twice, then you're going to just half double crochet, like make it where that break is a bit clearer, because this is just like a bunch of apostrophes and like repeats. I think that's where it's getting like you said, it's really wordy. Oh, sorry, I'm not paying attention to you. Yes, yes. Mwah. Well, and I guess it's one of those things where it's like I can't see what I'm supposed to do because it's very unclear that I'm not supposed to skip a stitch because it's a bunch of same things. Like, because it's a bunch of, like, seemingly the same thing, the one time I don't skip a stitch isn't clear. Like, I want to know how many times I'm supposed to repeat the half double crochet skip a stitch to when I'm not supposed to. Like, it looks like it's one and a chain, so 1, 2, 3. So I do 3 half double crochets. So my first one, chain 1, skip a stitch. And then my second one, chain 1, skip a stitch. And my third one, chain 1, but then I don't skip a stitch, and I put my half double crochet where I would have skipped the stitch, and now I do that. Yeah, I think that's what. Hold on, let me just grab my tablet and make the note here. Because I have it up on my tablet. Like, I have it. It's one of those things where it didn't download nicely onto my tablet. So, like, I actually don't. So it's 6 is chain 1, half double crochet, and then that's times 1, on. It's 1, 2. It's times 2. And then it's a. And then this is like in larger brackets. Then it's a half double crochet, chain 1. And this one is 1, 2. Yeah. So it's a. It also doesn't say how many times repeat. Times question mark to get to, and then you slip stitch, turn, and it should end with 72. Okay. I think this is how I would write this up. Let me add a text. And then I'm gonna make this purple. Right, can we see that? Oh, I gotta have it like this so I can actually type it. I would probably do something like this. Chain 1, bracket, half double crochet, chain 1, skip 1 stitch, bracket, times 2, half double crochet, chain 1, parentheses, times whatever I don't know this number. And then it would be slip stitch, turn, and then it would be 72. Right, how does that look? Does that, oh, I went off the thing. Ah. No! Ah. It disappeared. Chain 1. Oh, I gotta put another enter in here. Does this make sense? Oh, can we not see it? There. Try to make it bigger too. I haven't counted to see how many like repeats I would need. But like you have it in front of you. Does that like make sense, I guess? Like, I feel like this makes the skip stitch a bit more obvious. Right, my half double crochet, chain 1, skip stitch. Yeah, that's where the slip stitch. Yeah, that's where the slip stitch turn comes into. I don't think it's the only way you get an increase. I think it's the shift. I think it's the like skip, like it's honestly that's what I'm doing now. Making sure. Okay, so skip stitch, skip stitch. Don't skip stitch. Skip stitch, skip stitch. Don't skip stitch. Skip stitch. Skip stitch. Down skip stitch. Skip stitch. Skip stitch. Don't. Skip. Skip. Because I think what she's doing is I think she's hiding the skips or the increases in chains. Skip. Which I think is a genius way to hide the increases. I just think it's confused. It's written. It's not clearly written all the time. But I think, because I think there's an earlier row where she does this. Or something similar where like, when you're doing your increases on your chain rows, you just don't skip a stitch so that you weirdly get, and it's not weirdly, but you nicely get this increase with the chain instead of a weird a situation where you have two stitches in one. So I think it's a nice way to like hide increases, especially when you're doing this gappy look. I gotta remember, did I end on a chain, right? Hide this and let's zoom in. Did it end the chain? Yes. Chain to slip stitch. Okay. Let's check this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72. Perfect. Perfect. We figured it out, guys. We figured it out. And we did it right. Now we're just gonna actually slip stitch. I gotta remove the stitch marker to slip stitch. Woo! We did it. We did it. We did it. Namasita, we did it. I don't know. I don't know the actual lyrics that she said. Okay. Let's decipher the next row. Chain 3. Okay, so we're starting with double crochet. Okay, now we're just doing double crochet increases. Okay, so turn. We're fortunately chaining in, going into a chain spot right away. So 1. 5. Whew. Guys, we're making progress on this hat. Guys, like I said, I enjoy this pattern. It just hurts my brain sometimes. And this is why I'm not working, like, I don't work on this pattern when I'm, like, at a thing. Like, this is a streaming pattern only to work on. Like, you guys get to watch me suffer through this. Because, like, if I want to try to, like, concentrate on something, I don't, or, like, if I want to, like, be talking to people, I don't want to be trying to decipher a pattern, you know? I'm fine doing this on stream because like that is the point of me streaming. We know I will be working through different patterns. Some will be easier, some will be harder, and so like I think you guys like hearing me struggle through a pattern, talking me through struggling through a pattern, like I think that's absolutely fine content. But like I think it's a bit rude like in a in-person talking. Like, I would rather do a mindless project where I can, like, look at someone's face, talk to them. I keep losing count. I'm great at this, guys. I'm great. I can't count to 5. I can't. I'm almost as bad as the Lion the Answer. They can at least count to 8, though. Unless they're sneakily only counting to 4. Yeah, I enjoy figuring out a pattern to a degree. Like I think it's a fine exercise. It helps you. I think it helps me become a better crocheter, and if I ever like go down a path where I'm writing a pattern, you know, I think it would eventually make me a better pattern writer. You know, like what have I seen that doesn't make sense? Absolutely. He is resting his brain. He got to meet new people today. Grandma spent the night. So he didn't get all of the bed to just me and him. Which also meant he like was like on top of me and like giving me no leg room last night. So I like no leg room while I slept. But he was well behaved last night. He did not bother Grandma too much. She didn't say anything to me. I think he kind of just chilled by me most of the night. I don't really like he definitely got into the bed from my mom's side, because like that's the side he always gets into bed from. And so like if he did wake her up, oh, okay. She didn't say anything. Hello, welcome raid. We are getting currently raided by Runner724 with a party of 7. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How are y'all doing? I am currently working on a hat. Bald raid. Bald raid. Welcome. Ah, I've clicked your emote and now it's like not getting get out of the way. Okay. So Runner 742. Welcome. It's just bald raid. The expression was perfect. Oh no, it didn't paste the emote. Ooh. Oh, did it just paste what the emote's called and not the actual emote? Oh no. Oh no. Welcome. It's all good. So Runner, what were you doing on your stream? Besides assuming being bald, by the fact that your emotes are called bald raid. No hate to hairy or hairless. Just going by what your emotes are called. Showing off Japan stories and head camming Dank Charms and toys. Ooh, cool. I'm not familiar with what entirely Dank Charms are. But if they're like just like little trinket toys from Japan, awesome. Can look it up. Oh, okay. Very cutesy. Very fun. I'm making this rainbow hat. Here. Alright, we got... Thanks for the follow, Runner. We've been deciphering this pattern that I've been working on. Struggle busting through it, but having a good time nonetheless. Talking about my family reunion I had today earlier. So I was hanging out with a bunch of my aunts, uncles, cousins. My mom's in a family of 12, so there's a lot of them. But it was nice to get to see everyone again. I had like the least distance to travel, second only to my cousin, who we discovered lives a block away from me. We have for 2 years. We've lived... Oh, also, we have Bootsy. He is the true mascot of our stream. He is taking a brain break. He had both a very eventful and uneventful day. My mom spent the night, so eventful in that he got to hang out with Grandma this morning, and my aunt came over and my dad came over when they came to pick us up to go to this family event. And so eventful in the sense of he got to meet new people and see Grandpa, and uneventful because while we were at this lunch gathering the rest of the day, he did nothing. But yes, this is Bootsy. If I ever have to step away from camera, we throw up this BRB, and he's in charge. He needs an ear cleaning, I think. Starting to shake his head again. He is just over a year old. No, he is not. Well, I don't know if he has any Maine Coon in him, but he is not that big. I don't think he will get much bigger than he is. He might get rounder. But I think he's pretty full grown, size-wise. But he was just a local stray, with a litter of a bunch of tabbies. So you can barely see it, but in his tail he has a little bit of that tabby striping. Otherwise, he is just a little gray tuxedo short hair, from what we can guess. So, he is our cutesy boy. He is our mascot. He is the reason everyone comes to the stream. I am just a voice that talks over his glory. He is also very accepting of whatever I put him through. So let's see. Let's disturb him a bit. Bonded domestic. So it's one of those things where he was in a litter and he was the last one of his litter remaining. We think like coyotes and like Eagles got to the rest of the litter. But like he's just my little fur baby. And he just puts up with my goofiness. And I love him. He will sometimes sit in my lap. Oh, he gives kisses. He'll sit in my lap while I crochet. He likes to lick the sweat from my hands, I think, as well. When he's in my lap, he will occasionally bat my face for not paying attention to him enough. No, he puts up with such my shenanigans. He does not have a bonded pair. I am his bonded. So let me rephrase. I am his bonded pair. His best friend is my brother's dog Lucy, and they are very fun, very cute together. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if he likes them, but he puts up with it at least. It's how I greet him when I come home. I give him 3 flubbers or raspberries, as I call them, on this side, 3 on his stomach, and then 3 on the other side when he rolls over. Are you being feisty? Are you being feisty? And he's just a cutie. He sometimes helps me crochet. He sometimes just chills there. He helps me crochet. So we can try to get back to it, see how interested he is in helping. Nice. He's being accommodating and not helping me crochet. But yeah, thanks for joining us. He mostly chills in the cat tower. We do have this secondary camera here. This will eventually be the sewing machine angle as well. I officially got informed today that I get my sewing machine back. But he'll either be here or I'll sometimes have to turn this camera even more because I have an ironing board on the wall over there. And so he'll lay on the ironing board. And so we might switch cams for second angle so we could see Bootsy. Depending on where he's deciding to lay that day. Oh. He's trying to help me crochet. Thank you, but I don't need your help. You can keep laying here and get bathing yourself. You don't need to help me crochet. There we go. Talked him out of it. We are currently listening to what's called Lorify. It's Game Theory's lo-fi channel, and so there are secrets in some of the sounds. So, like, if you hear weird things with the background music, that's why. It's their ARG channel, where they're doing a lo-fi based ARG. I just think the music's fun and like chill enough to play. Oh yes, we're going to purple, my favorite color. Yeah, thank you for joining. Go take care of yourself. I'm sure you just finished your own long stream. So take some self-care. Get your rest you need. It was great meeting you. Maybe next time you stream, I'll be able to hop on. Also, I just noticed, Fubini, thanks for the follow as well. And I know, I believe you're from the raid as well. So thanks for the follow. Yeah, runner, go take care of yourself, rest up, take a nap, whatever you do. But get that self-care in. Nap might be more dependent on what time zone you're in. Might just be sleep. But yeah, we're just going around working through this pattern, critiquing it a bit as some of the sections are a bit confusing. But other than that, we're just trekking along, man. We're officially getting into purple, my favorite color. And I'm not sure if this yarn's gonna do what it did with the red, where it repeats and goes backwards through the rainbow, or if it's going to go into red, which in my mind is what you should do. Like after purple, you go to red, but it might go backwards into blue, which I think. No, it's not doing the true backwards yet, because it does a little bit of back and forth before it fully switches to a color. Oh, stretching, getting up. Alright, let's do a quick count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12, 13, 14. Not 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Gotta go get the place ready for the landlord. Ooh, finish his work on our living room ceiling. Ooh, yeah, you go take care of your ceiling. Get your place all sorted so the landlord can enter safely. Clean up, hide all your illegals. And I hope your project goes well and it works out. Cross our fingers. Hopefully you have a good landlord that actually takes care of your place. 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. But yeah, thanks for joining me. 3, 3, 5, 6. Yeah. 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 35, 36. Ah. 7, 14, 21, 30, 31, 32, 33. Right, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. Oh, I was skipping some number. 5. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 50, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83. 84. Now we slip stitch. I think it's one of those other weird things where it's like sometimes we count the first stitch, sometimes we don't. And this was a time where we counted the first stitch. And so I think that's... Then we slip stitch. Then I'm gonna turn. And we do a gauge check here. Whoop, whoop. Let's not forget to put my tablet pen away. Oh, hold on. I have a measuring tape right here. Okay, 7.5 inches around. Yeah, it's about 7.5. Gauge is perfect. Also, this is slightly broken. Basically, it was supposed to have like a little tab here to stop it from going in. The tab broke off, and so I had to like unwind it once. So now it like winds up one short. Like, it should be like one more and like this, but it just doesn't fit. Okay, 7.5. Alright, we're half double crochet next. So we're gonna do a short stack single crochet instead of our chain. Because chains don't count. So I think they just make it look worse. I made it too small. I can't get my hook back through. Hold on. Let's make it big enough to actually get my hook through, at the very least. And Bootsy's gone. I'm sorry. We've been abandoned. Okay. So short half double crochet. Put my stitch marker in at the top of it. Okay. Now we're starting to work down. So we got the peak of the head, so now we're just working down. Should continue to be 84. This is such a pretty purple in this. I don't know if y'all can see it. I think it's such a pretty purple in here. I actually like the shade of all the rainbow colors they have. We did get like some weird pulling with the orange, but honestly, I don't think it's too bad. She kind of wanted like this scrappy yarn look. So I think it's working out. And she specifically asked for it because she liked the green at the very least. I think it's so rare, like, I've talked about this before, but the amount of yarn brands that don't actually do a full rainbow skein, like, I think it's Premier Yarns. Oh, sorry, I gotta stretch out my knee. Starting to get sore. But like, there's a lot of yarn brands that will do an almost rainbow skein. Like, they'll do every color except one. I was like, just give me a rainbow. It's not gay. I just want a rainbow. Like, why can't I just get it? Like, please. I just like rainbows. And I don't want to change yarn colors. like, I don't want to make a rainbow by doing a bunch of color changes. Like, it's so painful. But, like, I also get, you can't make it, like, someone's gonna be mad that you're not doing their favorite shade of purple or favorite shade of the red, you know. So, like, you get the perfect colors if you do build your own rainbow kind of thing. But still, I want a full rainbow ball of yarn. That would be so fun. Oh yeah, it was that ice cream yarn by Lions brand that like had almost rainbow, and like one version was like the bright colors like this. It just didn't have the purple or something like that. And then the dress I did was like all the colors except green. And like it was a pink instead of red. Like, just give me pastel rainbows, give me rainbows. Like, Big Twist needs to come back and be in Michaels. No, it has not sold yet, which is fine. I have made another sale. One of the bunnies sold. It's one of those things where I have kind of like slowed on marketing. I wasn't marketing a lot to family. But she's giving this bunny to someone else to give away. You know, I'm marketing and trying to expand the Instagram a bit more. So, taking steps, but no, dress hasn't sold yet. It's also the people I know, you know, it's a choice, that dress, you know, especially because it is a crochet dress, so there are like a lot, there's some openings there. Just because, you know, you gotta wear something underneath that dress to wear, you know, or have that confidence. And like for me, I don't have that confidence to just wear that dress. You know, I love the dress, don't have the confidence to just wear it. So. Yeah, those bunnies just bring me joy. They're so cute. I still have to finish my niece's birthday present one. Like, it's all done, just not assembled. Like, all the pieces are there. I just haven't sewed them on. I got a little bit more time, not but not a lot more time. You know, her birthday's in November. So, I do have to get on that at some point, but that point is not yet today. I'm trying to get like other projects done too. I finished the bag I was working on, that other rainbow bag. So that next weekend is going to the person that commissioned it. I let her, last Sunday I had her pick out like what buttons she wanted to have the pockets sewn in with, or like clip with, and so she did like this purple set. Thought was very cute. Yeah, I love the dress. I don't have the personal. I have enough confidence to take product photos in it. I don't have the confidence to wear it a lot in public. But that's also the like thing. Is like I don't always have to make things for myself, you know? Like it is always very fun to make things that you love, you're passionate about. Like that's can be such a joy. But it doesn't have to be the only thing. You know? It can be a situation of like I'm hopefully making things that other people can wear. You know, or what appeases to someone else. Like I do still want to make things I'm interested in, and so that's why like I'm a bit like I don't want to do too much commission work, because like commission work can like kind of sort itself out to be like this situation of you're just explicitly doing stuff that other people want you to do instead of like what you actually enjoy doing. Like I'm fine with this hat because A, I love the person I'm making it for. You know, I absolutely love her. But B, you know, I've never done a hat. Like it's a fun project to take on kind of thing. Like, yes, have I complained about this pattern a lot? Absolutely. But at the same time, I'm still doing it, A, and B, enjoying it. I gotta do a stitch count. I fully lost count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 9, 10, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30, 33, 36, 39, 32, 45, 48, 51, 54, 57, 60, 63, 66, 69, 72, 75, 78, 81, 84. Ooh, perfect. I don't know why I can count in threes really well, but like I can't count in fours. Threes I'm great at counting in. Like I don't know what it is about threes. I just can count in them. Other numbers, no can do. Okay, we're gonna slip stitch. Okay. And if I recall correctly, our back loop stitch am I going under? Ah, I almost forgot. Turn. I did it again, but I'm doing a double crochet, so why is it getting so small? Also, thank you for like always supporting me. You know, you come to like every stream. You're so active in chat. You got a Twitch for me. Like, girl, thank you. Alright, yeah, it is doing that thing where it goes back to blue. And so we're going to go backwards through the rainbow now. Also, once the sewing machine's in, I'll probably do like some stitches. But then I want to make my mom's Christmas present, which she kind of knows about, but also like doesn't fully know about it. So we'll see how it goes. It's an apron, by the way. She's not going to watch this late into a video, so I'm safe to say it. Let me check something. For game I play, I gotta make sure I do my daily check-in, because it's like 9 o'clock and I don't think I've done it. No, I haven't. So I'll just like open that on my phone quick, if it opens. Yeah, this purple is turning back to blue. I think we might see a little bit more purple, but maybe not. Now we're going to green next. Truly speaking, I tell you, we go to green next. Also, so fun fact, so in preparation for my mom, and at the time I thought my aunt spending the night, I did some like cleaning, rearranged my living room, just because like she's gonna be sleeping on the one of them was gonna be sleeping on the futon, and such. So I wanted to like make sure it was nice, set up, clean. And so what I ended up doing with this is I moved my TV off my bookshelf and onto an extra like desk I got, because I got it for like product taking photos, but like I ended up like not really using it. I found it just as easy to take a shower curtain and set it on like the deck instead and take the photos that way. And so I just put my TV on it. And so now I have like more space on my bookshelf. And because like my bookshelf, what I was doing is I had books on it, but then I had like pictures and stuff in front of the books. And so I've been reading ACOTAR / audiobooking ACOTAR, and I got my mom into it as well. And we kind of I kind of like didn't know / didn't realize I own the first three books of the ACOTAR series in paperback already. And my mom, who's been complaining about not being able to access the books through the audiobook app, was in pain for no reason because I own them. And so she could have still just gotten the audiobooks. So I felt a little bit bad, but also, oh well. Now I know I have them. I will be looking at like used bookstores to like finish the series. Probably. I will say one bummer is I have them in paperback and I have them in the original cover design, so they aren't really selling those at bookstores anymore because the new books all have the new design instead of the old design. And so now I probably won't be able to get a true matching set, which is kind of a bummer, but maybe they will. Maybe I'd be able to find it somehow, but I don't think so. I don't think so. But while I listen to audiobooks, another audiobook series, because there's a waiting game for those books, or a lot of the books, so I kind of have been like listening to multiple series at the same time. And one of the series I've been listening to is the Narnia books. If you didn't know, Narnia books is written by a Christian author, and the characters in Narnia are symbolic of a Christian believer. Excuse me, sir. He's returned. It's like Aslan the lion. If you're not familiar, Aslan is a lion who symbolizes God, Jesus, and like the Holy Spirit in Narnia. And I listened to The Last Battle, and I had some very interesting deja vu of like, is C.S. Lewis, sorry, I might have said it was written by J.R. Tolkien. No, it's C.S. Lewis. C.S. Lewis, a Christian author, wrote the Narnia books. But in The Last Battle, you have a character who basically finds a pelt of a non-talking lion, because there are talking beasts and there are non-talking beasts in this world. And so it was a non-talking lion, and what he did is he dressed up his donkey friend / servant / like subordinate that he had some level of control over, he dressed him up as a lion and was pretending he was Aslan the god. And was like putting people into slavery, was hurting people, and it was and only very greedily getting what he wanted. And so it was like very interesting, like seeing today's world and be like, I feel like we are currently resembling this book a little bit too closely. And it was a very hard read for a children's book that is supposed to be a Christian fantasy. And it was a difficult read. I'll say. I guess I'll leave it at that kind of thing. It was still a good read. Like it's a good book. I think the Narnia series is a good series. Like I do also understand it. I'm coming from it as the perspective of a Christian. I'm coming from the perspective of, you know, what are you doing, Bootsy? Yeah, go in your box. Why don't you go in your box? He has a little box under there. The camera does not catch the box, sorry. So I am coming from it from a Christian perspective, but, and a Christian recommendation, but like, you also like can just read it as a children's fantasy book. Yes, there are Christian undertones, but it doesn't, like, reading it doesn't have to make you believe in God. So you can just be like, that's a lion. Like yes, there is Christian imagery, like resurrection and the lion and the lamb symbolizing God. Like, and like even the guy straight up being like, oh, I go by another name in your world, and so I am letting you know me here so that you can know me better there. You know, like he doesn't straight out say Jesus, but like he heavily implies it. So like, but it's also like you can just like read it as a children's book, you know, with good morals. That's like, if you don't, also like if you don't want to read it, also fine. You know, I just think they're a good book with like good morals, you know. There are some, you know, outdated ideologies, but I would put them more as outdated and not necessarily problematic, you know. Realize they were written around like World War II era, I believe, you know, so keep that in mind. But yeah, doing ACOTAR, that's still good. Still doing the Mortal Instruments. I just got access to City of Lost Souls, but I want to finish this last book that's available in ACOTAR first. So I'll probably power through that tomorrow at work. Hopefully. It depends on what I'm doing. And then I'll do City of Lost Souls, which is the 4th book in the Mortal Instruments series. No. Yes. Because it's City of Glass, or City of Bones, City of... I can never remember the order of the series. It's... Oh, City of Glass, City of City of Bones, City of Ashes, City of Glass, City of Fallen Angels, City of Lost Souls, City of Heavenly Fire, and then the Shadowhunter Codex. I haven't read the Shadowhunter Codex. I've read all the other books, but I'm just audiobooking them now. I think they're good. I do recommend if you haven't read the Mortal Instruments series, and I've said this before, but I think doing City of Bones through City of Fallen Angels first, if possible, is great. And then she actually has a prequel series called The Infernal Devices. Before you read 5 and 6, or at very least before you read 6, which is City of Heavenly Fire, before you read that book, you should absolutely read the entire prequel series, because City of the prequel series, if you finish the Mortal Instruments before the prequel series, you will spoil the prequel series. However, I think City of Fallen Angels is where they actually start talking about some of the characters in the prequel series, because that's actually when the author started writing those books. I think it's more interesting to, like, in City of Fallen Angels, still not know who those characters are, so you're kind of with the characters in this, like, little bit of, like, small confusion. It's not, like, anything too severe, but, like, a little bit of, like, confusion and concern in the 4th book, and then you read all of the, like, I think it gets you going into the, like, oh, I want to know who these characters are kind of mood for reading the last book. Okay, let's do a quick count. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30, 33, 36, 39, 42, 45, 48, 51, 54, 57, 60, 63, 66, 69, 72, 75, 78, 81, 84. Perfect. So I've been wearing this ring today, and I don't know if I love it on this finger. I might just be wearing it the wrong way, but I kind of feel like it's stabbing into my finger. Like, there's, like, this one detail edge, and it's an actual edge, and it's kind of pokey. So let me try flipping around, seeing how it feels the other way. Wearing it the other way. What else has been going on? This might be worse. This might be worse. I can't tell if my finger's just already too irritated and it's not worse, or if it's worse. Let's try this other finger. It's a bit swollen, but now I just decked out on this one hand and, like, just got one ring on this finger. Okay, take this, turn it. They're all green. Okay, what row am I on? Half double crochet. So that means I'm doing a short stack single crochet. Oh shoot. Shoot. Doing double crochets and not have double crochets. Three. 5. 6. Seventeen. 18. And a 4. That's not right. Hold on. 12, 13, 15. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30, 3, 6, 9, 2, 5, 8, 1, 4, 7, 60. 3, 6, 9, 2, 5, 8. One, 2, 3, 4. There we go. I was count off. Oh, my legs. I'm losing blood in my legs. Okay. Will say, I don't know how much longer I'm gonna go tonight. Is about my bedtime. I will say I like to make it to I do typically like to make a stream to the 3-hour mark, but I think I started a little bit later today. I've had a big day, quite busy. I don't typically stream on Sundays. I should be back streaming Thursday again. We'll see what happens, honestly. You know, life just happens sometimes. But goal is to be up and running on whatever the day of the week I just said, Thursday. But I mean, the thing is, we're at 2:42, so I honestly probably could make it to the 2-hour mark. So I guess we'll go for the extra 15-20 minutes. Doing some bubble stitches again. We're hitting orange. I think I'm starting to see some red creep in too. We just did turn, so hopefully not too soon. Oh, well, nope, I was right. Here's some red. I think the last time we did bubble stitches, they were in red too. So maybe that's just what color it'll line up with. Let's see if it lines up like that every time. go back to orange at least once and do a little bit more orange. That's kind of how this yarn works up. So you go to a color, you're working in like one color, let's say red, and then you'll start going into orange, and then you'll go back to red, and then you'll go back to orange and finish in orange, and then you'll do the same thing with like yellow. You'll see some yellow, you'll go back to orange, and then see some more yellow. That's just kind of how this yarn works out. It's a bit weird, but not anything outrageous, I'd say. This is a really soft yarn, though. I love how soft this yarn is. Chef's kiss on the softness. It also doesn't split too bad. Like, it'll have some splitting here and there, but that's when I'm doing like a bit more aggressive of a pull or a stitch. Like, so I have a chance of like catching / splitting when I'm doing this like bubbly bead, because I'm having to go through 7 loops all at once. So that's when I see it catching or splitting a bit more. But it's nothing like too terribly awful, in all honesty. It just is what it is. 2, 3. Yeah, it's like, now that I kind of like know this pattern a bit more, like I'm visualizing what she's trying to do, and we're done with increases. I'd say like it's a pretty relaxing pattern to do. All in all, you know, just kind of like in the groove. Like, once you also know like the row pattern, meaning, so like it's a decorative design, but there's an actual pattern to the design. So like, I don't know how well you can see it, but like you'll have this like back loop only, and then you'll have some double crochets, and then you'll do this beading, and then you'll do a back loop, some double crochets, and then beading. And so it's this like repeat that's just kind of like relaxing as you go, which I appreciate. You just gotta like figure out the mindset when you're like doing the initial increases. I'm working on the like downward part of it now, so it's just common little go as you go. Stitch as you go kind of vibe. I'll have to weave in the end of the hat, because the starting yarn is kind of starting to peek out. You think I'm gonna make another hat right away? I think I'm gonna finish a couple projects first, because I gotta actually finish a bag. Someone requested another bag, so I'll probably work on that one next, in all honesty. And I have this hat, or this top to, not hat, but this top to finish that I want to get. I think I want to like do a little bit of a whip cleanup after this, because hopefully people will be done asking for things. But I can see more hats in my future. I don't hate this hat. Like, It's a little peaceful. It's a little vibey. I'm loving this color. Um, Maybe I should make like plan out my calendar better. Do a bunch of these, stash them for like June, and do like a June Pride drop. And so I don't know if I want to do a bunch of hats in June for June. So it might be like shirts instead of hats in this yarn. But yeah, it's one of those things where it's like I gotta like still weave in those ends on those pants I finished a while ago. I never finished those. We'll have my sewing machine, so we'll probably do some sewing content. So I think I'm gonna try to make that apron for my mom, since that's a Christmas present, and as well as things. We're just in the Christmas season, so like it's a lot of presents for people. Since you did also ask that I do stream the sewing machine, I will try that. We'll have to probably try to figure out an audio solution, just because I think it's gonna be really loud. And a way to watch chat, I'll probably have to like pull up my laptop, since I'll be looking that way. But I think like camera wise we'll be fine. I'll be able to like move cameras around. But I've already done like the cutting for this project, so we're gonna try it at least. Because I want to make the straps first, because I think going in a straightish line, will be like a learning piece before I start like assembling a bunch of squares together. I think I'm gonna I hope I'm not staying in the red for this whole bubbles. I think it would be fun to get some bubbles in not orange and red, but I think we're going back to orange anyway, so I think we'll have bubbles in orange and red only. Shucks. Yeah, we're going back to orange now. We're starting the orange shift. Yeah, just vibing, just making these bubbly beads. LinkedIn's getting mad at me because I haven't done my daily games, so I should probably make sure I do those, because I'm also at like 90-day and 69-day streaks. So don't want to lose those now. Okay, you think it's not too loud and soothing. Well, all right. That's we can try it out. We can do the setup. We can try to ship things. But I gotta get the sewing machine in first, and I'll probably do like a few test runs first, just to make sure it works. I don't want a live stream that's just troubleshooting my sewing machine. You know? That would just be frustrating, I think, on my part. because then I can't swear at the machine for being terrible. But hopefully it should be working. Got a tune-up done, and like it's hopefully a well-oiled machine now. Parts have been replaced. And hopefully the machine will last. Yeah, like I was like, okay, we've hit 12 weeks. I called them. I was like, hey, it's been 12 weeks. I know like you gave me a 10-week quota, but like it's now be 12. How's it going? And they're like, put me on hold. They went to check with their technician, and their response was like, it is on the machine. It's on the bench right now to be looked at. Hopefully he's finishing it today or tomorrow. I was like, perfect, thank you so much. And then later that day I got the text saying it was done. I was like, yes. Yeah, I will say they gave me a 10-week quote because like they had it's you know, they had like appointments made, and like people who like planned out their tune-ups absolutely fine. I came up with a random sewing machine. I'm like, fix it please. And so like we're like, hey, by the way, this is probably gonna be like 10 weeks, you know, we got a long line waiting, you know. So, and I was like, well, I either make an appointment for 10 weeks from now and I bring it in and it gets fixed, or I give it to you now and you hold on to it for the 10 weeks and then you fix it when you can, you know. Like that's very much how I was feeling, of like, I can't use it either way. Like, I'll give it to you if you finish it in 10 weeks, great. If it's sooner, even greater. If it's later, I'll call you. And that's what happened. But yeah, it's been 12 weeks. I was like, I gave him a week of grace, 2 weeks of grace period. Like, it was like 12 weeks to the day that they like gave me the quote for like what it would cost, like parts and stuff. It was cheaper than what the quote was for, so I appreciate that. But yeah, I'll have to go pay that. But it's water on the bridge as long as the machine works. So I will say, when I called them, they're like, as long as nothing else goes wrong, it will be finished in the next couple days. And I was like, as long as nothing else goes wrong, what else went wrong? And so I'll probably have to ask them, like, okay, what all went wrong? Will we get into yellow bubbles? That bubble beads. Bubble beads, bubble beads. Bubble beads, bubble. I like to tell people my life's a musical. I just got like songs streaming through my head all the time. Ooh, we might see some yellow. Some yellow beads? Oh, I guess we did have yellow. Looking back at our first beads, there was some yellow bead. I've been watching Wednesday with my parents. That's been fun. We watched pretty much almost like all the episodes last weekend of Wednesday season 1, because I wanted to rewatch it before season 2, because I watched it right when it came out and I haven't like rewatched it since. And then with so like I wanted, and then like my parents had never seen it, and so I was like, you know, I don't think you would hate this. So I had them watch it, and they're enjoying it. My mom wanted to watch it without me, and I was like, rude. My dad stopped her, thankfully. What else? But yeah, we got 2 episodes left. We pretty much like watched it like all in one night, and then it was like 11 o'clock, and my mom's like, we could have watched 2 more," and I was like, "I am tired. No, we couldn't have. No, I'm going to bed. Good night." And I went to bed because I was tired. But it's a good show. I enjoy it. Okay. Okay, what do I gotta do? Okay, do my beads. Gonna turn. Just gonna leave it as that. Okay. Got to row 12. Finished row 11, started row 12. With that, I think I'm gonna call it a stream. So what we'll do is we will look to raid a channel. Let's pop out our raid window and scroll through some channels. We got Stitching OB. That looks fun. I do like to stay. What do we got here? Got some pattern testing. I think that's crochet. But this one, knitting mittens. That sounds fun. Let's check out knitting mittens. Alright, let's set up the raid. And with that, I'm going to say good night. Thank you all for joining me. And we had a lot of fun. I will see you around. Goodbye.